Now then, it's a rather warm Saturday afternoon, but need to get stuff done, so what have we got that's new in the vault today? Well, it's this. A brown box. But what is it? It's MD-005. Knockoff Studio Series Optimus Prime. Let's take a look, shall we?
What's new in the vault?
Right then, I've already got him out of the box. I do these things so you don't have to. And you don't have to watch them on camera as well. So he's out of the box, and first of all, I've got Roller out. Basically because a little big bugbear already. I heard him. I heard something rattling about in the box. So when I opened the box up to take a look, Roller was rattling about in the back of the trailer. It wasn't secured or fastened anywhere, and when I get to show you the trailer, it's left a couple of marks inside, which it's not the end of the world, you know, considering what it is and what I've paid for it, which I'll get to at some point. But I just thought, with all the care and attention that's been taken with all the other accessories and things like that, I'd have thought, you know, this would have been more secure, but not to worry. So while it was out, I figured I'd pop his little Autobot logo on, so I'll just bring him close up to the camera here so you can see it. So yeah, banged a little Autobot insignia on there. All the Autobot insignias that I'll do, a shameless plug for him, but I don't mind, because if you probably have just seen the Collector's Archive I just did with Lucas, but all my Autobot insignias that I use, they all come from Robo Lucas Decal Store, so if you're after some, hit him up, I'm sure he'll appreciate it. So anyway, yeah, so he's got his decal on. I'll put him to one side. He can go there. Right, so here we go. So it comes in some rather attractive clam packaging, if clam packaging can ever be attractive. There we go. Maybe need a wider angle on this camera. It'd be right. 2 parts to this clam. Figure with trailer, accessories. Let's take a look at the accessories first. Why not? And there they all are. Let's get them out. Excuse the rattly or the screechy scraping of the clam on the over the microphone. I'll just pop that down here. And right, where can I start? Okay, so we'll start with these. So we've got null rays. Starscream null rays. There we go. We have a Megatron arm. What I'll do is I'll put it into its proper mode, because that panel flips down there and you can push that up. So now he's got his little, like, you know, that would be like, you know, if he's in gun, you pull that thing down there. Megatron arm. We have a blast effect. We have, come on, out you come, a fusion cannon. Now, I've already done this, but if you get a magnet, which I just happen to have the Autobot insignia magnet here from the block key set, and we do that. So that's the first one. It then does a flash, and then it does like a, oh, so static flash, and then like a faster flash, and then we turn it off. So 3 modes to that. What else we got? We have got, now depending on where you got, well, I'm saying depending on where you got it, or depending when you do actually get it. This initial run that they did came with a bonus MP44 style head. There we go. Let it go in zoom. No worries if it won't go in zoom, because I'll there'll be photographs to accompany this anyway, which may not appear in this video, but if you head over to Vaults of Icon Instagram, Facebook page, they'll be on there. We also have a more cartoon looking head. There we go. We have a battle damaged head. we have a Starscream head. Which again, what's the point of having Starscream null rays if you haven't got a Starscream head? Which then brings me on to Starscream wings. Which again, I've already taken the liberty of putting the Decepticon insignia on there. We have, for in truck mode, an aircon unit at the back of the truck, which it's just so random, but it's brilliant. I love it. I think it's great. Nice little attention to detail. We have a battle damage midsection. We also have Starscream's sticky uppy shoulder thingies, air vents, whatever they are. Well, the air intakes for inject mode, but what purpose to serve when he's in robot mode, who knows. And then we have, I'll get them all out here, some animation effect windows for the robot mode. Oh, and truck mode. The smaller ones are for the truck mode. Again, I've taken the liberty of the translucent ones, which I seem to have got a spare one here. There's a spare one there. I've already put those on Prime himself. So that's the accessories. There will, like I said, there will be photographs to accompany those, but I just thought I'd quickly go through them now. Let's just get rid of all of these now, shall we? Just put them on there. Don't worry, you're not going to break anything here. Again, another thing, plastic quality on this is really, really good. We'll pop that down there. Could do with an assistant really to pass things to. Vault Keeper is somewhat absent at the moment to do that. I'll just show you Roller again. And he rolls, as his name would indicate. There we go. Again, we'll pop him to one side. Main event time, Prime. Let's get him out of the clam. Actually, I will show you the trailer first. Actually. Trailer. There we go. It's a grey box with a slightly lighter grey speed line or flash line down the side. Again, Autobot insignia already pre-put on. Where can I start? Oh, amendment to the addendum? Amendment, should I say, to the accessory thing. If I just open this compartment here and close that compartment, we have the effects or whatever they call them for when he's in truck mode and you want to recreate that scene from the 1986 animated movie, which, funnily enough, this is the knockoff of Studio Series 86 movie Optimus Prime. There you go. Explosion effects. I'll hook them up to the cab later and you'll see them. Put them over there. Right, back to the trailer. I'll just show you that compartment. So if you just lift or just pull that flap forward, that opens up and they go in there. Which I think, I don't have it, but I think if I recollect the photos correctly, it's a similar feature that's on MP44. Right, usual thing. There we go. Knock down the back of the trailer like that. Oh, before we do that, I'll show you the underside. I'm all over the place. It's the heat. It must be the heat. So we've got the trailer hitch thing there. We've then got the legs, so you can, you know, pop his trailer like that when you're not towing it. And then we pull those out and then they twist round and those are the supports. Right, let's get the trailer opened up, shall we? Down, open, there we go. There's the trailer. And continue with the accessories. Inside the trailer we have two blast effects. We have his Energon Axe and then we have his Ion Blaster. And then we have the repair build module, which comes off. I'll put him to the side like that. He extends out. Oh, but first, to extend him out, sorry, you have to disconnect that because that tabs in. So that pulls out, tabs in, opens up. Lift the radar dish up, and there he is. And also, if you have a figure small enough, the cockpit opens up, and you could sit someone inside there, like so. Down. And the other thing he does as well, let's bring back Roller in. You notice there was two little slots in there on Roller. he can actually slot into the back of roller and become mobile. Like that. How cool is that, eh? But for now, let's just detach him, hold him all back up, and we'll pop him back in the trailer. There we go. Back on the pegs, and then I'll just get the I'll just get these out. You can have a close look at these while we're on camera. Iron blaster again, and again this plugs into the back of roller as well, so it can go off rolling and blasting if he so wishes to. Gun, blast effects, and the energon axe, which, as you notice, these are all, you know, they all tab in and secure. So I found it a bit interesting that roller doesn't. He's just left to kind of rattle about in there. He doesn't actually attach to anywhere, I don't think. No, he won't attach to that. No, there's nowhere for him to attach to or anything like that. And as a result, you might not be able to see it on camera. If not, I will do photos. Oh, you might be able to see. It's left silver paint marks all over this flat grey plastic. Now, I'm sure I'll have something in the shed that will get rid of that. Again, it's nothing minor, but I just thought, like I said, with the care and attention that was taken with all the other accessories and making sure they're in a clam tray or they were clipped in, I'd have thought there'd been something, you know, just to kind of hold him in place while he's in transit, but I'm just being picky. Right, actually no, I'll leave those out because then we can use those to dramatic effect when I show you Optimus Prime himself. So we'll close that up, transform that down. There we go. Oh, gotta pull the legs out. There we go. Back in trailer mode. Pop that there. Oh, sorry. Yes, before I go, the trailer will also hook up to roller, and he still rolls just as well. Look at that, eh? Sorry. Lost myself for a moment there. Right, Optimus Prime, the main event. Here we go. Look at him. Let me just put this out of the way because I know what I'm like. I'll catch it and I'll make loads of rattling noises, and we don't want that. Optimus Prime. Well, as I live and breathe. So yeah, I don't have the official version, so I can't compare them. However, what I will say is, if the Hasbro one is half of the quality that this is, and bearing in mind this is a knockoff, then I'm sure it's a great piece. This isn't painted apart from highlights here and there, you know, the grille and, you know, the yellow sections here on the waist section, and, you know, the silver parts. But the main body of it isn't painted. It is just coloured plastic. But it doesn't suffer for it. It looks fantastic. It's really, really nice shade of red. It might not show up so well on this video, but it is. It'll, again, I'll say again, there will be photos you'll be able to see there. And yeah, it's I'm not a mainline collector, and the only reason I picked this up was basically because of the price. You get all this that I've shown you, all those accessories, this Prime, the trailer and everything. I think it was something like £48 shipped, you know, which is like absolutely ridiculous. It's an amazing amount of figure and play value for little money, you know, for stupid money. So I thought, how could I not? And I'm glad I did, because I really do like it. I think it's a fantastic toy. I won't say it's a collectible. It's not a collectible. It is a toy, and it's fantastic. And had I been a kid now and seen this, yeah, I'd have been all over it like a rash. So yeah, great thing. I'll not bother with the articulation because I suck at doing it, basically. But you can imagine, he said, I'm not doing it, and then he starts doing it. Typical. You know, it has all the usual articulation and stuff. You know, there's no double joints, they're all single joints, but, you know, it gets you to where you want to go with it, you know, and you can get some decent poses out of it. Just move his flaps there a bit, like so. You know, so he's all over. There's no ab crunch. You know, it just twists around the waist. Ball joint for the head, and then it's got pinned fingers. So your 3 fingers at the bottom are all fused together, and then you got your pointy finger. You know, pointy finger, like so. The chest does open up. It's a little tight on my version here, and so what I think I might have to do is just lift his midsection up here so I can twist the waist a bit like that, so I can get me... I still can't even get my fingers under there. But better to be tight than loose, said the vicar to the actress. Or was it the actress to the vicar? It could even have been a bishop. Who knows? Chest opens and we have the Matrix chamber. No paint are all going off in there. However, I am sure Toy Hacks will, if they haven't already done, they will do a sticker set for this figure, which will, you know, furnish it in there and make it look a bit more sparkly. And then the Matrix does come out, and it's a dodgy little Matrix. Not special, but it is painted. And it's got like a really nice coppery bronze paint to the globe bit, and then a nice silver paint to the handles. So a lot of attention to detail for a knockoff at this price point. Optimus Prime. Look at him. I'll bring another. I'll bring the original one in because I have him just back here, so we can do a bit of a comparison. Here he is with the original Prime. Obviously lacking the articulation of his more modern day version. Paint scheme's a little different because this is more in line with the movie cartoon. This is more in line with the toy version because it is a toy. I believe this one's got the yellow eyes, blue eyes. You know Optimus Prime by now. I'm not going to go through all that. So that's how it compares to that. And then we'll also get, because I have him here as well, just to the side, Hasbro's deluxe version, Didymus Prime. I always say, which mine here, excuse me, is all Toy Hacksed up. I got the Toy Hacks labels for this and got him all up because I wanted him to be a bit more in line with that, you know, with the original toy version. This isn't the original toy version. This is a Transformers Collection 00. However, I got him out for the purposes of this comparison. So there we go. We have 3. Stand up, damn you! Stand up. 3 generations of Optimus Prime there, looking rather nice. Because you can't beat an Optimus Prime, can you? Let's put them to one side. We're focusing on this guy. Let's bring his accessories in here. Gun first. There we go. And he holds his gun just like that. No, we're not doing the Tommy Cooper thing again. And then the blast effects can attach to his gun, or like so. Take that off. The fingers back in. Pull that around, rotate that round, and then we can put his Energon axe. There we go. So then he can do that thing from that scene, from that episode, when they did that other thing. You know what I mean. And there we go. Take that accessory off. Pull his fist back out again. There we go. He's back to normal. Now then, shall we get all the other accessories, get him tooled up, and you can have a look and see what it looks like? I think that sounds like a plan. And we're back. We've got the accessories to one side here, as you might be able to see. And right, let's go for it. I'm going to start with the Megatron stuff. It's not a look I'm over keen on personally. I get it, it's a gimmick really, what they've done in the comic. It's a gimmick, you know. Yeah, it's a gimmick. Some people like it, and that's great for you. I'm like, nah. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about... Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm waffling. To get the arm off Prime, so basically we just bang his shoulder joint out like that. It's kind of a butterfly joint thing, but it also works for the transformation as well. But pull his arm out like that, and it's just basically like a mushroom peg. And you just lift it up, the arm comes off. I have de-armed him. He's armless. Well, apart from that arm. And then you get your Megatron arm, pop that in like that, close it back up, and there he is. The Arm of Evil. I'm sure there was a film years ago where someone had like an arm or hand transplant and it went all... The war! I'm sure Michael Caine, I think it had Michael Caine in it. I think he was an artist or a drawer or something like that, and he got a hand transplant, and then it started going around killing people. I don't know if it was it killing people while it was attached to him, or was a hand detaching and killing people? I don't know. If I find out in the edit, I'll put the details of the film. It has nothing to do with this, and I'm on a tangent, but I don't care. You'll thank me for it. One day you'll be at a pub quiz and you'll be like, that's what Ed was talking about. Okay, Megatron arm. Same... what's the word I'm looking for? Same arrangement with the hand. Yeah, the 3 fingers fused and then the pointer finger all on pins. Fusion cannon on the arm like that. There we go. Let's bring the magnet back in. There we go. And we can then attach his blast effect, and it lights it up quite well actually, considering I've got lighting bright all round. And it looks really good. I mean, yeah, it's not for me, but I do like that. It's, you know, if you want to, if that is your bag and that's your kind of thing and you want to do that, then that would look pretty cool. You know, get him blasting away there like that. But who would he be blasting? Would he be blasting Autobots? Would the evilness of the arm penetrate Prime and get him to do naughty things? Who knows? Okay, let's get rid of that. Let's turn that off. There we go. So that's the Megatronic stuff. Another point which I may show you, I may not show you, I may show you just in pictures, but the Megatron arm can actually fully transform as well. So when Prime goes into his truck mode, the arm is there and you can attach the fusion cannon. Right, let's get his arm off, get Prime's arm back on. There we go. Windows. Right. I'm not gonna... I'll do some photos for these and show you them, because I don't want to break him down now to split him off, but basically these ones pop out, but to get them to pop out you have to open up the cab section. You know, you have to open up the doors as though you're going to go into the matrix chamber, and then there's a slight flex in the plastic. If you just flex it slightly and it pushes one of the corners out, and then you can just pull them out and swap them over. Don't try to dig anything in to get them out, because you'll damage the plastic and it won't be nice. So yeah, that's the swap out windows. Right, the swap off heads, again, because his head's on a ball joint, it's just a case of pull it off. There we go. Pop it down there. Let's try this is the MP44 style head. There we go. Can you see that? Has that come into focus? If not, don't worry, there's going to be photos. It's alright. The thing about these swap out heads is that they are nice, they look really nice. They're sculpted very well, they're painted and look nicely. You know, the eyes and the mouth plate. However, I personally don't think that they suit the style of the rest of the figure. So I will be leaving the head on that came with him. And then before we move on from the heads, I will put the battle damage head on. Battle damage head on there. And then there's a little tab on the side. It just doesn't want to go in. There we go. And then we do the battle damage. Wrong side. There we go. Battle damage there, and then the battle damage head. Let's take them off. Move for it. There it is. Then back over there now. Put his normal head on for literally 2 seconds, because we're gonna Starscream him up, I'm afraid. So we'll start with the head. Starscream head, which again is nice. It's a nice sculpt of the Starscream head. We'll get his shoulder thingy, whatever they are. There we go. We'll then get his null rays. These attached to Prime's forearms, not to his upper arms, because you've got the smokestacks and they don't detach. Oh, while I think on, what I will say is the smokestacks, they do rotate like that. They do rotate. However, be careful because they're only screwed in, and they're very, very tiny screws. And I found that I'm letting into a little secret here. Earlier on, I mean, I have had him out. I'll be honest with you, I've had him out. This is the first time I'm getting out because I've got him all stickered up and things like that. It's an illusion for the video. But when I had him out previously and I was turning around the stacks, one of them came off because, like I said, they're just really small screws holding them in. So I disassembled the arms and I put a dab of glue on the inside and then the screw and put them on. And now they're just nice and firmly held in. But it's just a thing to bear in mind. If you stood there twirling the smokestacks round and round and round, they'll eventually drop off because they're only screwed on, like I say. So anyway, so we've got shoulder things, head, null rays, and then we get the wings. I love these. These are great. Are these things? And they just basically slot into the back. There's little slots on the backpack here, which isn't that bad. I thought it would be a huge backpack, but it isn't. It's not of Dora proportions. You know what I'm saying? There we go. It's Starscreamed up. You know, because you can make him look like that thing in that episode where they did that thing. You know what I'm talking about. And there he is, all Starscreamed up. I like that. I like that. And if you want to go absolutely weird and bonkers, you can do this. There we go. So we've got Mega Scream Prime. There we go. Mega Scream Prime from some alternative abhorrent universe where something happened. Maybe there's a transporter accident or a space bridge accident and it fused the three together. But yeah, there we go. Right then, let's get him back into Prime. And what I will do then, we'll get him transformed into truck mode. I mean, all this stuff comes off really nice. It's, you know, it's tight enough to hold, but it's not so tight as that when you're swapping it out, it's going to break anything or damage anything. There we go. Back to how he was. Feeling a bit more like himself. Right, let's get him into truck mode, shall we? And to do that, I'm going to do a bit of editing because I ain't transforming him on screen. We'll be back in 2 minutes, maybe 3. And we're back with truck mode, and here he is in all his truck goodness. Truck light. Yeah, it's in his truck mode. And there we go. And it's a really nice looking truck mode, I must admit. I am continuing to be impressed by this, you know, to say that it is a mainline figure, but also for with it being a knockoff figure as well. The quality, as I mentioned before, is just great. It's just a really solid figure. There's nothing about this figure that gives me any cause for concern with regards to anything breaking or snapping, or, you know, it's a nice heavy, there's no die cast in it, but it has some weight to it, you know, like a confident solidness to it, and, you know, which just makes it great. When I mentioned earlier about no paint, colour plastic, and that there were 1 or 2 painted highlights, there is part here that is painted, which is obviously a very different shade of red to the red plastic here, but it's not a problem. I have zero problem with it at all. There's some nice chrome on the wheels, and they're also rubber tyres as well, which anyone who knows me, I'm a sucker for rubber tyres. You've got to have a rubber tyre on a figure. Silver painted highlights again on the grille. and the lights themselves, and then with just some yellow insert there. Windows, blue, little side windows, blue, that translucent blue plastic, you know, that can be swapped out. And then we've got the door mirrors in a painted silver. On the back, no fifth wheel, but we do have the whole slot there for, let's bring the trailer in, to slot in the back, like so. And it rolls exceedingly well. Kind of like a Kipling cake, exceedingly good. And it's there, and it's, yeah. I really do like it. Let's get them blast effects in. Just detach the trailer first. Now these attach, there's two little notches underneath here. And they just, I'm hoping that they will just slot in and stay in. There we go, that's one. Oh, and that's two. And they do, yeah. There we go. Let's pop the trailer on. There we go. Look at that, eh? Oh, I've knocked his smokestacks. Yep. You can almost see ramjet in his grill, can't you? Which I'm sure Toy Hacks have done. In fact, I think they have. Or I don't know if it is them, or it may have been a custom job, or it may have been a Photoshop job, but I'm sure I've seen a photograph of this. Well, not this one, I think it's the official version. And you can see ramjet in the grill. But yeah, the explosion things. And then obviously the trailer disappears. Where to, we do not know. And then he jumps up and transforms. But yeah, that's great. I love that. It's just yeah, more nice little bits of attention to detail. Let's take them off. I'll bring the aircon unit in. Now this just places in, but it doesn't particularly hold it. It doesn't tab in, it doesn't hold in. But there you go. Let's just give you an idea of what it looks like once it's in. And yeah, it's just a nice little attention to detail. However, if you do tip it, it does drop out. It doesn't fit in. You know, it's not to keep it there. I mean, when it's not in, you've got a bit of a void there. Put that in, and it just fills that void. Just makes it look nice. And then, like I said, you can do the Megatron arm thing, which I will do now. So I'll just untub that there. Oh, pull the wheels round, untab that there, just bring that round. Just bring that down. That. The arm off. I'll just transform the Megatron arm. That's it. Oh, there we go. It's fighting me. It's fighting me. Spin that round. There we go. Transformed up. Back in there like that. Said. Come on. Oh, it's being a bit non-cooperative. The tabs are a bit awkward on this, where it tabs into the midsection here. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to transform it on screen. There we go. Let's pop all this back now. Tab everything back in. Let's bring the wheels back around. There we go. And it's in. And then we can bring the fusion cannon back. And that tabs on the top like that. And he's ready to go. Does the trailer fit on with the fusion cannon in place? It does, but he can't turn right, so it'll always have to turn left. There we go. MD-005, knockoff Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Nothing more really I can say about him. Seen the robot mode, seen the vehicle mode with the trailer and the accessories. It's a great figure, well worth 48 quid. yeah, no money for a whole lot of figure with bags of playability to it. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say about him now, and that's it for MD-005 Studio Series Knockoff Optimus Prime. And it's also the end of this video, this short review if you want, or what's new in the vault, take a look at kind of thing. I'll be back soon with, you may see him over my shoulder there, Missing Link C05 Sunstreaker. That's going to be the next one. I don't know if I'm going to record that today. I may melt before that happens, but it will come soon. So all I can say is thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you want to do the usual things, you know, like the like, subscribe, shares and all, you know, all that that stuff kind of thing. If you want to do it, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it. If not, it's all good. So from me, from the Vault Keeper, and from him, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you again soon. Bye for now.
False. Goodbye. Bye.